lots to see. And when I look in my window, baby, so many different people to be, that it's strange, so strange, yeah. You got to pick up every stitch, you got to pick up every stitch, you got to pick up every stitch. Oh, love must be the season of the wind, must be the season of the wind, must be the season of the wind. Take it, James. When I look over my shoulder, what do you think I see? Some old cat looking over his shoulder at me, and he's strange, sure is strange. You've got to pick up every stitch, you got to pick up every stitch. I'll be next to out to make it rich. Oh, love must be the season of the wind, must be the season of the wind, must be the season of the wind. You got to pick up every stitch, you got to pick up every stitch, mama. Be next to out to make it rich. Oh, Lord, must be the season of the wind, must be the season of the witch, must be the season of the witch.
I
As he smiled, I went on my way. Life is pretty swell when you dwell the little things. Joy by, and I'll tell you all you need to hear. Don't you be afraid, my dear. Life is hard, but I'll be there to hold you through and despair. My loving hearted care. So don't run anywhere, just breathe in the air and know I'll be there. Thank you. And I look out my window, so many sights to see. And when I look in my window, baby, so many different people to be, that it's strange.
Hey, welcome to Top Dog Coffee Bar, and we're streaming live right here in the Mad Max Beer Garden. I guess by request and permission, I've got my good friend Pat Beats right here. Hey, Pat, say hi to everybody.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Jim, how you been, man?
You know what? I'm doing good, man. I'm happy to be here, open air, right in the middle of Morro Bay, man. This is really, really cool. And the weather tonight's like, what, 68, 70 degrees?
It's just been beautiful. It's just
Yeah.
been fantastic. No complaints at all. Mad Max is loving it.
So folks that are watching this are wondering who in the heck Matt, they know who Patrick Beats is. Who's Mad Max?
Mad Max is, he's the CEO of Rescue Me Coffee.
Yeah.
And we rescued him here in front of the shop about 5 years ago.
Now, the shop is the Morro Bay
Top Dog Coffee Bar.
Coffee Bar.
Yeah.
Rescue Me Coffee is something that's created as a result of him and his story.
Yep. And he's the CEO for Rescue Me, and if you go to rescue-me-coffee.com, you can see all about him and everything he's up to. Yeah.
So, Patrick, we want to thank you. Slow Talk, Culture, Commerce, and Community, shining the light on all three of those. We want to thank you for letting us be here today to live stream, to hang out here at the Mad Max Beer Garden.
Hey, man, it is my pleasure. You guys are always welcome. I love having you guys here, and you know, everything's just been really, really great. And you guys, I do have one complaint, though.
One complaint.
Yeah, I noticed, you know, like when I'm down here, you guys, a bunch of you guys up there drinking my beer. I just was like,
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we got a
I was like,
situation.
there's been a lot of beers floating around here. No, you guys.
So I better change the subject right away. And we want to thank Emily Franklin for the music this afternoon. You guys check her out on Facebook, check her out online. Emily Franklin Music, also on Instagram. Really, really appreciate the local talent represented right here in Morro Bay, San Luis Obispo, and the Central Coast. Speaking of local talent, that intro music, it is a song actually written by Kenneth Davis Music, with James Gallardo, Patrick Contreras, a bunch of other folks. I want to give credit for those guys producing the song. Also, coming up really soon, after another song with Emily, we're going to have Steve Shubin. Steve Shubin is my cohort with Slow Talk, Festival After Dark. Steve's going to be interviewing today Mike Wolf with the Avocado Shack, telling his story of how that came into being.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
That is very exciting. How
Yeah.
long you known Stephen?
Steve Shubin, about a good 10 years, man.
Wow.
And I've got some stories to tell that have not been told yet about Stephen Shubin.
Steven's
So-
panicking right now, man.
Yeah, he's sweating in the beer garden, man. Sounds like a country western song, Sweating in the Beer Garden. But you know what, Patrick? This is such a cool spot, man. And we want to thank you not only for being here, we want to welcome people in Morro Bay, the tourists that might be watching tonight going, we've got to visit San Luis Obispo.
Absolutely.
Drive on up. We're at 12 miles from San Luis Obispo, Morro Bay, California.
Yeah, thank you.
Come visit Top Dog Coffee and taste some of the fresh brews right here.
Absolutely.
And you've also got sandwiches and all kinds
Oh
of
yeah,
good
we've got a lot of full menu, lots of food, and you never know. You might get lucky, and Mad Max could be here roaming the halls.
Mad Max. That's pretty cool. So I think we're going to cut away here for another song with Emily. And then coming up, Stephen Shubin is going to be interviewing Mike Wolf, talking about the Avocado Shack and kind of the miracle of what happened there in Morro Bay.
That's cool.
Thanks a lot, Patrick.
Yeah, you got it, man.
My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable. Yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak? Are you smart? Don't change a hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine. Stay. Each day is Valentine's Day.
Hey, welcome back to Mad Max's Beer Garden behind Top Dog Coffee. Wasn't that a great performance by Emily Franklin? That was really awesome. I tell you, there's music is something that really erases boundaries with everybody, doesn't it? I bet most of us could remember a song that we had heard for the first time when we were younger, and every time it comes on the radio now, it takes us back to that moment we first heard it. And it's we might not hear that song for a long time, right? And then all of a sudden you hear it, and wow, I remember that time. That time when I was in my car, we were running down the road, doing stuff we shouldn't have been doing. That's the good stuff, right? We don't share too much of those stories because those are kind of private. But today we have a really great show for you. We've got one of Morro Bay's businesses here, the Avocado Shack, Mike Wolf, as I'm supposed to say it, not Wolf. We're going to do some talking with him about, his dreams with the Avocado Shack. What I'd like to start off with, I think, is, we got music playing here, and I'm kind of want to call the segment the lyrics of life. I think that all of our, what we do in life actually paints a song, and it changes a little bit. We might have the genre might change a little bit. When we first had this vision when we were younger, right? So I'd like to ask you, your vision, your dream, what was your inspiration for you to get into this, the produce business?
Wow. My inspiration is I've thought about it for 25 years. And when I was raising my children, I was working for Williams Brothers and Vaughn's and Spencer's and Cookie Crock and farming and all that. I just knew something like this could work, if it was done right and with the right connections. And it's a service to the community. It's what we all want. We all talk about it. And I just happen to fall into this role where I'm just the guy that can do I'm the conduit, if you will. And I get up in the morning and I can't wait to come to work because it's like the people that come in every day. It's something new, like Pawn Stars. It's just, you don't know what's coming in next.
Right. So, did you grow up on a farm?
No, I just grew up in Los Osos, but I always wanted to.
Yeah. So you grew up in a really beautiful area with the soil being just enriched, right? And you can't help but want to be a part of the process of organic produce. And it's live strong right here in our area, isn't it? And so this vision you had 25 years ago, you were working for other people. You were a produce manager for Cookie Crock here in town just before they closed down.
Right.
And then there was a little bit of time in between that when you put together the Avocado Shack, and you were on more north than where you are now. You had a little building. You thought that was going to be the place, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I had retired from the Cookie Crock, and I was out. I was running a farm up in Cambria for my late friend's wife, and managed an avocado ranch. I was farming tomatoes for years, and this thing just kept eating at me. And there was I just felt if there was a good enough lease, why not? Why not just do it? And I had an old car in the garage. It turned out a collector's car. And I said, well, let's put it on eBay Motors and see what happens. So I just had a small investment. And I said, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'll go back and run another farm, right? And I rented this place in North Morro Bay. We just crushed it right out of the get-go. And here we are. We moved into Shorty & Sons Automotive. So we've got 1,500 square feet now. And it's just crazy busy.
What was the square footage of the first place?
Oh, God. It was like 250 square feet.
Yeah, I remember when you were putting that together, I went down, wow, he's putting freezers and refrigerators and produce in this little place. But what changed? What changed all of a sudden? You were there for how long?
Ooh, it was October to July, so six or 7 months.
Yeah.
But when COVID came along, it was like, oh Lord, we got to take this seriously. It's too small, one customer at a time. And I was lucky. I was cruising around looking for different locations, and a friend of a friend found this other location, and it's open and airy. It's got a farmer's market feel to it.
Yeah, it does.
And I got with the health department before we even put anything in it. Just says, hey, let's just be safe. And we've got this whole system come in and out, and so we're comfortably safe.
With a good parking lot there too.
Great parking lot. And it's just a comfortable place. Of course, we've got the great tunes, right?
Yes.
We always
yes.
have good tunes going on.
You know, one thing
Yeah.
I noticed when I went into your place, it brought me back to something I think we talked about once before, the aroma.
Right.
When you walk into your place, it's the fruits and the vegetables, the aroma of that place comes alive.
Even
because
through the
it's-
masks, right?
Right, even through the masks. It's because it's organic, picked fresh, ripe. It's not shipped over in some box unripe from who knows where, right?
Exactly.
And you walk in there and you just go, wow, the aroma just makes and it's probably good for you because I know we always buy more than we go there for because, hey, that's a good thing, right? I know you got some fans blowing that stuff out, so we're all
exactly.
like,
I'm just spraying this stuff around. But your instincts kick in and they tell you it's safe. It's good. Your nose tells you so much.
Yeah.
And your eyes, these are old instincts from long ago. And you come in and you go, okay, this is all right. I can bring this back to my clan. It's going to be okay.
I remember,
especially right now.
I remember going in there for the first time. And I hope he thinks about the whole organic process. That is what we're going to want to do. Is that when you saw things just totally explode when you went all organic?
It's funny because I was looking for the right organic company when I was at the small location, and I got down to my last $1,000 investment, and before I went organic completely, and I'm like, oh man, this is rough. And I brought in this company out of San Francisco, Veritable Vegetable, who's the first organic company in the United States, woman-owned, B Corp, every word you could win in the Bay Area. Everything we believe in here,
Yeah.
carbon neutral fleet, and my sales doubled in a week, and it's never looked back.
Huh.
And they are about small farms, low carbon footprint, the things we believe in. I recommend you guys check them out. Just look at their
for
website.
sure.
They are the real deal, and that's a model what we all should be doing: recycling, low carbon footprint.
Yeah, you know what's really amazing? Some people have a misconception about what it is about organic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why do we buy organic from somewhere else? Why is it so important that we have an organic produce? We must buy that from a local source. We got local,
Mm-hmm.
we have organic, and we have local organic. What's the difference between those three?
Okay, so the Veritable, for instance, this is who I can get bananas from and pineapples, things I can't get locally. But my promise is we source it locally, organic, pesticide-free first, and then we work our way out until we got to have bananas. And until we grow them in Morro Bay, we still got to get fair trade,
Yeah.
small farm, organic bananas, and they're the best I've ever had. But I work with Surfside Farms, Andy O'Brien, and on and on and on. And these guys come in, and it's just like, I'll pay double for local stuff and
Yeah.
organic. I don't care.
Okay,
Going back quality.
Going back a little bit, you had brought up something about a little bit of the sacrifices when you were barely you didn't know what you were going to do next, and about a car.
Yes.
What's the thing about the car?
I had that car as my little red sports car for about 25 or 30 years, and I just went, it's just a car. I get another car. And that was tough because I really liked that car a lot. I autocrossed it. I drove it for a long time.
Red.
BMW M3, the first one that ever came in the United States, is super rare. And I went, I'll just buy another one. It'll be okay. Get over that.
I heard it wasn't quite that easy. Somebody had to kind of talk you into that a little bit. Didn't they have to coach you, say, Mike, this will be okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
'cause
I
it's
had
never
to be
really that
coached
easy.
a little bit, and it took like 2 years actually to
really?
go through this process of finally letting go of that thing. And I realized it's all right. It's no big deal. What we're doing here, because of that decision and because of things that just fell into line, there's an energy going on, whatever it is. And I know you feel it. When you come in that building, you're among your own tribe. People that care about you, everyone surrounding you, it's totally worth it. And that's just a car. It's a piece of metal. You got to let
Right.
go of it.
Yeah, the relationships that you build with your customers when you come in there. And when I first went in, your son was working there, and I'm putting all his produce in a box, and I'm throwing things in there, and he goes, hey, would you like some of these leeks? And he throws them in and gives them to me. It was like some of these. I always leave with more than I paid for.
Right.
Always. And that's because you're about the community, right? You're like, what am I going to do with this community?
Uh-huh.
Obviously, you have to make a profit. I mean, I can't give everything away all the time.
Oh, I've been doing it so long, Steve. I know my numbers, but I figure, it's about, we're from Cambria, and we have a saying called pay it forward.
Yes.
And the author lives in our town for the movie and the book, and we raise our children that way. It's about paying it forward, regardless of your religious denomination or none at all. It's a human thing about giving more than you take, and that's our ethic in our business. So if something's a little frumpy, spotted bananas, dude, get them off the shelf. Why would you leave it till it sells? And that's what a lot of these stores do. And we all get grossed out by that.
Yeah.
So I said, get it off there. And my people that help me, they love giving away Mike's money, right? So it gets them to get that stuff off, put it in the free bin, and hey, take it and use it.
Yeah.
Don't put it in the green waste. And you know what? It's been so cool to do that. And you just got to let go of it at that point. You don't have to worry about that. That's on me.
Yes. Yeah.
And what did you do? You got some free leaks.
We feel that. We come in. We that's the thing that I think separates your business, your avocado shack, and it's not just avocados. I mean, you've got all that produce, and not just produce. You got local meat, local milk.
Oh,
right?
yeah, we've
Organic.
got Hearst Ranch beef we have in there. We're the only store around that has it besides Whole Foods. There's a contract. No one else can carry that.
See,
that's
awesome.
Cool.
You're always getting new products in. Every time I get there, you got something new that, oh, wow, look at this.
Organic dairy, Strauss. I mean, you just go on and on and on. And, of course, Pagnol bread from Baywood Park.
Right.
Loaf of Matt Gamaro's bread. And these are farmers market people.
Right, and they're organic. And that's the thing where you find that, food is medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And during this time of the pandemic, Fosse had said something about us making sure we get enough vitamin C, enough vitamin D, to build your immune system, and which was really cool to hear. A medical doctor talk about how important it is to build your immunity through good food,
right?
Wholesome food, through the right nutrients and vitamins. So this is what we're getting with our organic, right? We're getting a lot more. Your body's absorbing this, right?
Here's an example. Okay. We can choose to get stuff from other countries, like Peru. You get organic ginger from Peru, turmeric, that sort of thing, and that's great. You save some money. But I have a way to get it out of Hawaii now. I've got turmeric from Hawaii, and yeah, it's a little pricey, but it's just beautiful. And if you're going to take this medicine, you're going to outbeat this, whatever's going on, that zombie apocalypse that's going on right now, right? Get some good stuff.
Yeah.
It's cheaper in the long run, and it's better than doing supplements. Just do it direct. I mean, this stuff's amazing.
Oh, yeah. You know, they say that if you don't take care of yourself, you'll have to take care of your problem, your sickness.
Right.
And nobody really wants to be there doing that, right? And I think, with the immunity thing, boosting the immunity, a lot of what our bodies absorb, because the nutrients are locally, right? You get a lot from Los Osos area.
Mm-hmm. The
right?
microbes.
The microbes. You're getting what's around you. Like they say, you should get honey that's local for people who have allergies, right?
Oh, and I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so the food you're getting, you're absorbing the nutrients because your bacteria of your body are used to what's around you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so having the importance of buying the organic produce from a local source, I'm not trying to diss, like, getting it from Mexico or whatever. You're still getting organic, whatever. Yeah. At least people are making a step in that direction. The norm used to be organic, right? And I think we're making a circle back to that.
Definitely.
We're seeing it more people are saying, no, I want organic produce. Yep. Because food is medicine, correct?
Exactly. Like on the honey, for instance, Jeremy Rose from Sea Canyon, CBC, he came in today, and I think he brought in 7 different kinds of honeys. There's a blackberry eucalyptus. There's a wildflower. There's a eucalyptus. There's a toyon. And you just go, artichoke honey.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
Have you had that one?
No, I haven't had it yet.
But
I'm looking at this stuff and I go, every night I come home and I just go grab stuff and I go, let's just try it out. But how cool is that?
Oh, I know. And so the thing about wellness, being behind that, and I think this is during a time with the pandemic, a lot of people have a hard time with the business, but you pivoted, you found something that works for the community because more people were home cooking than ever. People were growing their own gardens too, but you can't grow everything, especially in Morro Bay. And you found that people were buying organic produce. You couldn't even keep it on the shelf.
Oh, the numbers are epic. I mean, they're epic. And what people are doing is they're choosing 1 or 2 stores now. They're not going around and shopping 3 and 4 stores because that's pretty dumb, actually.
Yeah.
So you want to have as much available for people to do their weekly shopping. And I have customers that haven't been out since March and they're coming in. Now think about that.
Yeah.
People that have immune systems. I'm honored. That's like such a big trust issue there. And not everyone's healthy. There's people that just have issues. And they come in the store and they're looking around, they're going, all right, I'm cool. And you're like, that's awesome. Because they could just do Instacart and have stuff brought to them. But that's part of our hunting and gathering nature. This is what we do. And they're missing that. That's a quality of life issue.
And that is an investment into your own community. They say that a healthy community will keep crime rate down. If people are happier where they live, you're going to have more positive impact on the community, right? And I think that, we're probably going to talk more about the community part a little bit later on. But the focus right now on the business sense, where do you find yourself going, you've had your visions, your dreams, some setbacks, the realities of that, the hard work you got to put into it, the personnel, getting people in there who understand what you're doing. I mean, the community is getting it, right? They're just right there saying, we want more of this.
Oh, yeah.
And I go down there, you don't have time to talk. You're just running. You're putting stuff out, and it's going out the door.
Oh, yeah. It's an adrenaline rush. And it's intoxicating in itself. Like, I only have people working there that are my customers. People that believe in my business. Somebody comes from whatever, Albertsons, and hey, they serve a need. But when those people come in and want a job, I kind of go, really?
Right.
You know what I mean? And the people that are helping me out down there, they believe what we're doing right now, we're talking about, they believe it. Any of the people who are helping me can do just the same thing I do. And that's what this is about. And so I don't see why we couldn't have one in Los Osos, Paso Robles, San Luis. I don't know. I don't know where this is going, but I'm putting it to the wood, man.
Yeah,
Full throttle.
it sure looks like it. And I think you're doing the right thing. I mean, your passion's there, right?
Oh, yeah,
Man,
absolutely.
that's the main ingredient behind what you're going to do, because you're going to do it right, huh?
Steve, how often in your life you get to do something that you know is truly good? Truly, you go home at the end of the night and you go, damn, that was one of the best days of my life.
Yeah.
That was a rush. You know, I get to do that every day, and I just go, God, thank you, Lord. This is so awesome.
Yeah. You know, it's amazing because I grew up farming as a kid.
Right.
And I had some of the best memories ever. And my dad dropped me off at a farm. I didn't know what to do. And I had somebody who taught me how to do it. And it was always organic. This was up in Oregon, just north of Salem. And we had bought a lot of farms, and we were, doing berries and row cropping, mostly berries. And I remember, having my teacher for my school was a horticulture teacher telling me, we should do more than this. And we started a nursery business because of the organic thing. Was everybody wanted organic plants.
Right.
So maybe this is something you're going to do. I mean, you've got this passion. I mean, who knows? Maybe you're going to be supplying the plants for people someday. Who knows, right?
Who knows?
This is pretty cool. I mean, and so your vision right now, here you are in Morro Bay, and if you got just people flooding to see you, and now you want to expand to some other places, and that's going to take some more passion and more work, right?
Oh, I got a lot of energy.
So we've got a countdown coming here right now. We're going to cue back into Emily Franklin, and we're going to finish up the rest of this interview just after some live music here. So here we go. Here's Emily Franklin.
My monkey mind's trying so hard to convince me that I can't move on completely from the past. It's always on my heart, just like a regretful tattoo. Boy, I really wish that I could get over you, but I guess it's just a lost cause, says my monkey mind. 'Cause anytime I tell him to go, he just tightens his grip and leads me through his maze, choked and blind. I'd like to tell him, let up and get up on off of my grind. I'm just trying to be a human, and he keeps making it harder with his leathery bind. Oh, my dear monkey mind. I'd like to tell him to go on a vacation to somewhere sunny and warm for a while. I'd like to think he'd come with some friendlier news, maybe something funny or stranger, anything but the blues. Oh, I guess we're just a lost cause, me and my monkey mind. guess I ought to offer him some credit. He's really been a pal over the years, always by my side to help me process my shit and sort through those irrational fears. Hey, wait, he's the reason I have him in the first place. So, man, what the hell? At least he's learning to look above it all and sort through those subconscious traumas causing those fears and letting out all the tears. Thank you. Thanks.
Oh, welcome back. That was so awesome. Emily Franklin again. Everybody give it for her. Come on. Yes.
Thank you.
We are so blessed to be back here at Mad Max's Beer Garden. We're just ecstatic about the people we have here today that we're talking to. We're back with Mike Wolf from the Avocado Shack. And this segment, we're going to kind of talk about his contribution to the community. And we kind of already touched upon that a little bit. The community has embraced you. They totally have, right? They've spoken. We're saying, Mike, we want more. So you got some foresight, I think, a little bit about how you want to do more.
Yeah, we're just going to continue to add items from dairy to bakery items. And actually, for all of you out there, here's your homework. And I challenge customers when they come in and go, hey, what do you got that's local? I say, you know, I've got this, and this. But if you have a local farmer or producer of a local product here, tell them to get a hold of me. Here's my business card. I just start throwing business cards at people. And it's a community effort. We're doing this together. And I never forget that I'm serving the customer. Without the customer, I have nothing. Right. And I never forget that. That's a basic.
That's a good approach.
So I'm listening to you. Mm-hmm. And I just want to please people. That's just what I do.
So the feedback from the community about being, going organic, that has totally just lit it on fire, right? And that was a good move.
Oh, yeah.
But that was something you wanted anyway,
oh,
right?
Man. That was a scary decision because I figured it might increase my business 30 to 50%. I figured I was going to be all things to all people. I was going to be the best price. I was going to be local. And when I did the organics, I couldn't believe it more than doubled, and then it tripled my business, and we're like 95% organic. And I went, wow, this is great. This younger generation is embracing this. I mean, we knew this, but a lot of people our generation are like, whatever, And we're going in the right direction, man.
Yes, we are.
I mean, my business will be filled with it. The surfer kids, the Taco Temple people, and they're like, dude, it's like, yeah. And you go, I'm still 30 years old inside, right?
But this young generation, they get it, don't they?
Totally.
They're going, you know what? No,
Totally.
we saw our parents sick. We got to do something more. We know that food is medicine. So they're like there.
Well, these little devices we have enabled them to look up the statistics and go, hey, you know what? It's probably smarter not to have all these chemicals in our bodies. And I've seen too much cancer in my own family. My youngest daughter had it when she's 15, for crying out loud. I darn near lost her.
Oh, yeah.
And what did USC tell her? You eat organic, clean food, lots of blueberries, lots of red things. And I'll tell you, that will scare you. And as a parent, you see your kid almost die of cancer. Mm-hmm. My dad, like 2 times. And you go, we could do a better job here. I'm not going... I'm not going to Walmart for my produce. Okay?
And that's a great contribution to the community, because I think that as people get it, you are feeling the whole vibe of that, knowing this is a good thing, and you're not going to have a problem with that. I mean, you're just going crazy with this place. And because people are they're being awoken, I think, during this pandemic. We need to take care of ourselves, don't we?
Big time.
And that the being that the food is medicine is a big part of that. The whole wellness. So tell me a little bit about some of the products you got there, some of the farms you're getting your produce from.
Oh, Andy O'Brien from Surfside Produce. He's right up by the gun range on Highway 1. This dude sells to Whole Foods. He sells to Veritable Vegetable. He is so legit. He's out of the Bay Area, and I had heirloom tomatoes that are 1 pound a piece all summer from this guy. The highest quality organic stuff. And he's this local surfer guy. He's in with that group. He's like my favorite farmer of all.
No kidding.
You know, I get stuff from the Hearst Ranch. I
Yeah.
get Hearst Ranch beef, Hearst Ranch avocados, jerky. I'm getting all their steaks in here pretty soon. I mean, slow grown produce. Philip Langston used to do the farmers markets. He sells his tomatoes. I got the best tomatoes for next till April probably.
That's for sure. That is.
And again, Steve, this is the stuff that was going to Novo, Lunar Red, Big Sky Cafe, and we all know what's going on there. It's pretty sad.
Right.
But there's a repurposing happening, and now that awesome produce, now we can channel it through a retail outlet where you can buy that same produce you would have went to a restaurant. You just cook it at home. People learn how to cook again and be a little safer. And yeah, the restaurants are open again someday, but in the meantime, we still want to eat good food, right?
Right. And so you've got, nuts, you've got milk, you've got meat, you've got produce, you've got bread. Okay, you mentioned Pagnol.
Yeah.
And the other one?
Lofosos, Matt Gamara. That's some good stuff. He has these rye cookies.
My!
For
and
God's sake.
the ones for the dogs.
Pagnol has
we can eat
dog
those.
treats. Yes, I've got them like 2 for $1, and they're made out of pumpkin and brewer's yeast and stuff from Pagnol. I mean,
we could eat those, huh?
Dude, totally. I would totally eat them, right? And we love dogs. I mean,
and so these are 2 of the local bakeries that organic, 100% organic.
They're organic.
They get it. They're using ancient grains. And you're selling their bread at your place, and it's probably flying off the shelves, too.
Yeah, and also have Brian's bread, right? Just conventional, straight. Everybody loves Brian's.
Sure.
I just sell that rack out. Just gone. See, $3 a pop. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's like $1.50 cheaper than everybody else. And people just come in and just go, hey, I'm throwing them in the freezer, whatever. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, of course, nuts, almonds, pistachios. We've got lentils. We've got quinoa. We've got rice. Organic.
Yeah.
And also, we've gotten away from plastic bags. Like, people come to my store and they go, where's your plastic bags? It's like, we don't have them. And so we have, we do like these mason jars, and we put them in mason jars. You bring them back. We run them through the dishwasher. They can be used 300 times for crying out loud.
Yeah.
The milk, the Strauss milk, is on glass jars.
Mm-hmm.
You bring it back like Grandma used to do. It goes back to Petaluma, gets cleaned. Come on. We can do something about our carbon footprint at this level every day.
And this is becoming our new norm.
It's
right,
dude, it's just
as it should
smart.
be.
It's just
as
smart.
It should be.
I'm tired of watching plastic bags blow down the road. Ziplocs drive me crazy.
Exactly.
I
remember as a child, growing up, Chef Boyardee, all the junk food that me and my sister, we were so sick because that's it was convenient. GMOs came in. They were trying to feed the world, but we lost a lot of what was good about the food, and we go a couple generations through this thing, we find out that we're all sick and we're having Alzheimer's, we're having cancers, we're having prostate problems, you name it, right? And we're coming full circle back to the organic thing. And what a time that you're doing this at a time where so many see uncertainty, but with uncertainty, when we can pivot and look at what we need to do in our community to give back to the community, and the community gives back to you, it's a win-win, right?
Exactly.
It's a win-win.
This is the time when we shine, and we're going to survive this thing. We're going to beat this thing. Yeah, who knows when? But in the meantime, we're going to eat good food. We're going to be healthy, and we're going to be a stronger community of it. This is our tribe. We will survive this thing, and we'll come out better and stronger on the other side of it.
And that's
firmly
good.
Believe
that is a good positive message to put out there. Once again, I'd like to thank Mike Wolf for coming out from the Avocado Shack. You guys, give them information. Where do they find you?
We're at 2790 Main Street in Morro Bay. We have our website, avocadoshack.net, and Instagram. Oh, my God. Avocado Shack MB on Instagram. I think we got 1,250 or 1,260 followers on it. But what's neat about it is I'm active on that every day, showing you what's new, what's hip, what's cool. It's just a way
You want to give them a phone number, repeat it twice so they can get it?
Or
you don't even answer the phone. You're so busy.
Yeah, the phone is just,
I know. I see
but
you running around.
I have email, avocadoshack at yahoo.com. And that I do answer the phone. I've just given up on that. It's just, it's just out of control.
I see you running around there. You don't have time to be on the phone.
Yeah,
but you've got some good help working down there. Like you said, that believes in what's going on with the business, and they're contributing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
And familiar faces, too. People who've worked one of the people that used to work at the Cookie Crock. I see her at your register.
Oh, Ray Ray, yes.
Yes.
Oh, she's just fabulous. You know, and these are people you can depend on. And they, again, she shopped in my store.
Yeah.
And she's kind of working there just for fun.
Yeah,
She's got a real job. She just like hangs out.
I think I might be getting a real job over there. I'm just
Right?
like,
Right? It's fun, dude.
it's good stuff.
And I
Well,
walk around telling my people, I said, "Are you having fun?"
yeah.
Oh, heck yeah, I'm having fun.
Isn't
and
that what it should be?
each one of my friends have helped me. They all say they come there to escape reality right now. It's like, this is my happy spot. And you go, that's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah. Okay. I think we're. I'd like to thank you, Michael, for give us some information on the Avocado Shack. We're going to go to some live music, but beforehand, we have a lot of people to thank. James, you got Music Fusion. I don't know if Future for Music. I'm sorry. Before I got ahead of myself, he's throwing me a sign. What I'm supposed to talk about. Yes, you got a place there. You got a place there to do live music when this thing opens up. Let's talk about that a little bit. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself.
We
that.
do, and that's what I miss the most. Probably of anything right now is live music. And when I opened up my business, we were going to have every week we're going to have different performers perform there, just to be human, right? Yeah. Blues Society set up, ring queue. As soon as this thing is opened up, heck yeah. Because
you got a parking lot there. You've got like another outbuilding, like a garage, where the band can be set up inside.
Oh, perfect.
And you can, and people can be social distancing away from that. When they allow us to do this, obviously.
Right.
And which is really great. And you're deep in the music. I mean, you've got family in it. You're in it, and we all are. Music is what heals us, right?
Indeed.
So we're looking forward to having some great music and great produce, and more than produce, from your store. And once again, I thank you for the time that you spent with us and giving us some information on the Avocado Shack.
Thank you, Steve. I
Thank
appreciate
you. We're going to go to Emily, but before that, we got a lot of people to thank. We've got a great team that puts this together. For every one person that speaks, there's 12 people behind the scenes making it work, right? And so, we've got first, I want to thank James Davis. That's the mastermind behind the Three Ring Circus. I'm just a talking monkey here. James is the. I got some symbols. And we got Tom Brown. This guy is a wizard with the audio, video, the technology. Without him, we could not do this. It is so amazing. And then there is James Gallardo. Now, if anybody has seen the video of James Gallardo from when we did the Ride On Shuttle Express for the veterans, and at the end of the show, this guy has a flying stand-up bass. Well, it doesn't really fly. I think it twirled it around a few times, but he climbed up on this thing. He played it like I've never seen anybody do this before. James Gallardo is our director of music here with Slow Talk. We are so fortunate to have him. That's a big push for James Gallardo right there. And then again, you got me, the talking monkey, who, whatever. We're having some fun with this thing. We have a few other people to thank. First of all, Top Dog. Being back here again, Mad Max Beer Garden, we're having a great time. Patrick and Susan are so good. Their staff. Hey, we get beer for doing this. How can that be wrong, right? I mean, this is really great. And the coffee's great. They roast their own coffee locally here. They buy it organic. And Rescue Me Coffee. Think about that. If you buy a subscription every single month for them to ship it, you get 20% off, you get a free pound of coffee. But you need to check them out. Go online, check out Rescue Me Coffee, Top Dog Coffee. We got a few more people to thank. We have Soren Richenberg, Bryce Davis, Daniel Simo. Of course, we already got the mastermind of the Three Ring Circus, James Davis, for putting this thing together. Give it up. We had a really great time. Thank you, everybody, for doing what we do and sharing this with the community and building our community like this. And we're going to go into some music by Emily Franklin.
Thank you. Happy to be part of it. Hide your heart inside, lock your dreams at night. It could happen to you. Don't count stars or you stumble. Someone drops a sigh and down you tumble. Keep an eye on spring. Run when church bells ring. It could happen to you. All I did was wonder how your arms could be, and it happened to me. Hide your heart from sight. Lock your dreams at night. It could happen to you. Don't count stars or you might stumble. Someone and down you tumble. Keep an eye on spring. Run when church bells ring. It could happen to you. All I did was wonder how your arms would be, and it happened to me. And it happened to me. Thank you. I want a Sunday kind of love last past Saturday night, and I'd like to know it's more than love at first sight. I want a Sunday kind of love. I want a love that's on the square. Can't seem to find somebody so to care. I'm on a road that leads to nowhere. I need a Sunday kind of love. I do my Sunday dreaming and all my Sunday scheming, every minute, every hour of every day. I'm hoping to discover a certain kind of lover a Sunday kind of love. Do my Sunday dreaming and all my Sunday scheming, every minute, every hour of every day. I'm hoping to discover a certain kind of lover who will show me the way, and my arms need someone to unfold, to keep me warm when Mondays and Tuesdays grow cold. A love for my have and hold. I need a Sunday kind of love. I need a Sunday kind of love. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday kind of Thank you. All right. And do a little shout out to Inga Swearingen. She turned me on to this song when I was just a newbie in the Questa Jazz program, and it's called The Sleepin' Bee. When the bee lies sleeping in the palm of your hand, you're bewitched and deep in love's long looked after land, where you'll see a sun-up sky with a morning dew, and where the days go laughing by as love comes calling on you. Sleep on, bee, don't waken, can't believe what just passed. He's mine for the taking, I'm so happy at last. Maybe I dream, but he seems sweet, golden as a crown. A sleeping bee done told me I'll walk with my feet off the ground when my one true lover I have found. Puppy lies sleeping in the palm of your hand. You're bewitched and deep in love's long looked after land, where you'll see a sun up sky with the morning dew, and where the days go laughing by as love comes calling on you. Sleep on, be awakened, can't believe what just passed. He's mine for the taking. I'm so happy at last. Maybe I dream, but he seems sweet, golden as a crown. A sleeping bee done told me I walk with my feet off the ground. My one true lover I have Thank you.
California, from Top Dog Coffee. We've got Patrick Beats. Patrick, who you got on camera today?
I got Mad Max, Defender of the Universe.
Wait a minute. I thought he was the CEO.
Well, he is the CEO, but he's still the Defender of the Universe.
All right. Well, 2 hats. And so speaking of hats, you've got the
busy.
Rescue Me coffee hat. Tell me a little bit
Yeah.
about that,
Rescue
Patrick.
Me is an awesome online give back coffee subscription company, and we ship coffee everywhere.
And so this is the company that Mad Max is the CEO of.
Mad Max is the CEO, and when we get any, we always tell everybody, you can send us anything you want. If we don't like it, he'll shred it.
This is kind of funny because this started right here at Top Dog Coffee.
Yeah.
You had an opportunity, as I understand it, to go out to CMC,
Yeah.
California Men's Colony,
Right.
and see a program where a prisoner raised a dog, handed that dog over to a local veteran, and graduated the dog. And those programs that bring that dog about, that support that, you started Rescue Me Coffee with that understanding to support those local programs.
True story, man. It's been amazing.
Wow.
It's been an awesome ride.
Wow. And so for folks on their phone, at home, online, they can look this up at Rescue Me Coffee Company.
Rescue-me-coffee.com.
I love this. This is pretty cool, Patrick.
Yeah.
And so we're right here with permission and invitation
Absolutely.
in Mad Max's beer garden.
That's right.
This
Mad
is
Max
pretty
hanging
cool.
out. We're back here drinking beers, and
And I had one of your lattes, almond milk lattes
Yeah.
earlier today. That was
Yeah.
pretty darn good.
all organic, all amazing.
And you roast every bean yourself.
I roast every bean myself. I use a Bic lighter and a tweezers.
Oh my gosh.
Very laborious.
Patrick.
It's like a. Oh
So
my
in all reality, roasted on the farm, right? I mean, really.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's a really hands-on operation,
Oh, very
local,
much.
small business.
Absolutely. I roast every single night.
Yeah.
Every night.
That's
I
pretty
head
cool.
out with a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
Cabernet Sauvignon
Is your favorite.
is my favorite.
So speaking of that, we're
Yeah.
talking about local business.
Yeah.
We just had a segment on our last episode of Slow Talk, shining the spotlight on culture, commerce, and community.
Yeah.
We had a segment with Mike Wolf and Steve Shubin on the Avocado Shack in Morro Bay, and we'd like to roll a reel right now to show you produce from the Avocado Shack in Morro Bay. This is what you can find every day on sale. It's exciting because now organic is hit mainstream. People want the best. They want to take care of their families. And we just did a great interview with Mike and Steve. And now we're looking at what's available at the Avocado Shack, another small business right here in Morro Bay.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it really is. And some good things coming up. You know, Patrick, thank you so much.
Hey, man, it is my pleasure. It
Well-
is always awesome to see you and have you guys here.
You're opening up the beer garden
Yeah.
right behind the coffee house.
Yeah.
Right, give the details. Right on Main Street in Morro Bay.
857 Main Street, Morro Bay, California, and you come on through the store. We got 6 beers on draft, and they change all the time. and
Wait a
they're
minute.
awesome.
Wait a minute. Before you get to nighttime,
Yeah.
now in the morning, what
Yes.
time do you open?
7 a.m.
Okay, and what do you serve at 7 a.m.?
Any kind of coffee drink you can imagine, and the huge full menu of awesome fresh
Breakfast
prepared-
sandwiches.
Absolutely.
I just had the everything bagel with the
Yeah.
cream cheese. Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah,
so
yeah.
darn good.
Yeah, that's the entry stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah,
You know what? And one of the things I want to thank you is your support for local veterans,
yeah.
and how Rescue Me Coffee supports veterans who receive dogs that are fully trained, ready to go. What a life-changing experience that is.
You know, big time, Jim. We're so behind that, and the changes we've been able to see in those guys is just absolutely incredible. It changes their lives, and you know, I mean, it's just really awesome to be part of something that makes such a huge difference.
Patrick, what I'd like to do is our next episode in 2 weeks, I'd
Yeah.
like to bring on a veteran that's received a dog,
Totally can do it.
and let's hear his story or
Totally
their
can
story.
do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I got. There's some guys I know that have come through the program. One guy's got 2 Purple Hearts, a Bronze Star. I mean, just unbelievable.
And probably guys and gals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Let's go ahead and make that
Absolutely.
happen on our next
Absolutely.
episode.
I'm
Let's
t-
get a story, a testimony.
Consider it done, man.
This is so good. And Max is ready to go.
Yeah. No, Max is ready.
All right. So coming up, we're going to break away to Emily Franklin. So grateful for Emily and what she brings. Check her out on Facebook. Check her out on Instagram at emilyfranklinmusic.com. Emily, take it away right here on Slow Talk Live.
Alice in Wonderland. How do you get to Wonderland? Over the hill or underland or just behind the tree? When clouds go rolling by, they roll away and leave the sky. Where is the land beyond the eye that people cannot see? Where do stars go? Where is the silver crescent moon? They must be somewhere in the sunny afternoon. Alice in Wonderland. Where is the path to Wonderland? Over the hill or here or there, I really wonder where do stars go? Where is the silver crescent moon? They must be somewhere in the sunny afternoon. Alice in Wonderland. Where is the path to Wonderland?
out my window. So many sights to see. And when I look in my window, baby, so many different people to be, that it's strange, so strange, yeah. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. Oh, love must be the season of the wind. Must be the season of the wind. Must be the season of the wind. Take it, James. When I look over my shoulder, what do you think I see? Some old cat looking over his shoulder at me. And he's strange, sure is strange. You've got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. Oh, beatniks are out to make you rich. Oh, love must be the season of the wind. Must be the season of the wind. Must be the season of the wind. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch, mama. Beatniks are out to make you rich. Oh, Lord, must be the season of the wind. Must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch.
Hey, we're back here in the beer garden here at Slow Talk Live at Top Dog Coffee in Morro Bay. Thank you so much to Patrick Beats for having us here back again this week. And we have a special guest coming up, and a guy that kind of looks like Jerry Garcia, my good friend Jorge Milanes. Jorge, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks, James.
Yeah, it's so good to see you. And before we talk about your story and where you fit in the Central Coast scene, I want to thank Emily Franklin for being here and being our musical guest. We're going to go ahead and get back to some more music in a few minutes with Emily, but we so much appreciate for the smooth flavor that she brings right here to the beer garden. This is the Mad Max Beer Garden, and we're here by invitation. Gosh, I love Morro Bay. It's such a chill spot.
It really is.
It's like 70 degrees tonight. And wherever you're at, this is really a cool place to live or visit. We so much appreciate our crew. I want to give a shout out to Steve Shubin. We just had a great interview with Steve Shubin and Mike Wolf with the Avocado Shack right here in Morro Bay. Want to thank our crew tonight, our production crew, Tom Brown, and James Gallardo for bringing the sound, bringing the wires, bringing all the vibe. And, of course, our musical guest, Emery Franklin. Thank you so much. But I want to get right in and talk to our good friend Jorge Milanes, how we met and what you're up to, man.
Yeah, well, thanks for the invite. It's been a while since we've talked. But, yeah, I'm trying to keep it all going. Got a lot of balls in the air between Thai and Cuban, and we're hanging in here.
Now, the last
Against
time
all
we
odds.
talked was on the Pappagallo yacht. I met you one sunny afternoon with our
That's
host,
right.
Len Gentoo, and we were there dockside, and Len, being the good guy he is, kind of, we'd already eaten at your restaurant, but we kind of met, had a chance to break bread, click glasses, have a good time. And since then, you've branched out. At that time, you were doing the Thai Bounty.
Just Thai Bounty. That's
You
correct.
relocated from the location down at the dock,
Right.
and then now down at South.
Down, I'm just across the street from the yacht club, and been going on my 10th year there now.
That's crazy. It's been a decade.
It has been a decade.
And when did you bring in the Milanes Cubano cuisine?
You know, the Cuban food I've been wanting to do for a while, but I actually introduced it. It would have been about 2017, and it really just started a couple days a week, and it just, by popular demand, it's just grown and grown. Where it's literally Thai, no pun intended, but
50-50.
50-50 with my Thai food.
This is crazy because when I first met you, I want to envision this for people that may have visited Morro Bay and people that may have not. If you Google Images, look at Thai Bounty, you'll see this little yacht, this little ship, a cool wooden ship right by the dock
That's
there
correct.
in Morro Bay. And it was the neatest spot, not only for the location, but the food. And of course, the price, George. I mean, Jorge, you brought it all together. And you can't bring better in location, the food, the price.
That's correct.
And, of course, people knew that, but it got a little bit too busy for that small location.
Yeah, well, and all that credit certainly goes to Doi. Her sister's got a very popular Thai place in Los Osos. And, yeah, we outgrew it in probably a year and a half. And, again, I'm going on our 10th year down here, much larger location with dining. Of course, when we can dine and dine. And
What's really
patio.
crazy about this is a lot of people have visited here, right? Now, also, there's an audience out here watching that are Googling this right now and going Thai Bounty, Thai Bounty, and then Milanes, Milanes, Cuban cuisine,
Cuisine, that's correct.
which is now this is kind of crazy. It's pretty tough to do one cuisine. You did that really well, and then right in the middle of that, you introduced the Cuban cuisine. And before we go too far, you've mentioned Noi and what Noi brings with the Thai cuisine, authentic roots.
Doesn't get better.
But you're a Cuban immigrant. You're not second generation. You got off the airplane or the boat.
Yeah, no, we immigrated. I immigrated
Yeah.
just before the Cuban Revolution.
Just before.
Yeah, but I was born in Havana, Cuba. But you're right on the Thai. They're both my favorite foods, and everybody knows me now for my Thai food. And my comment is, if you like my Thai, you're going to love my Cuban.
I love that
because I
love
actually
that.
know what I'm doing there.
Yeah,
But
but that's your love and your roots all
sir.
together.
yeah, I've been wanting to introduce Cuban food for years, and it really just had to do with feeling confident enough to kind of be able to turn my away and allow my staff to run the Thai. We've been doing it such a long time, and being able to concentrate now on the Cuban and the Creole, Caribbean type of taste that I bring to the Milanese Cuban cuisine.
You know what's really crazy is we're here in the beer garden, right? And we did not. Now you're closed on Tuesdays. That's how way we got you, right?
For the first time in 7 years, yes.
Okay, so you're open which days of the week? Every other day except for Tuesdays?
No, we're open 6 days a week, Wednesday through Monday.
Every other day except for Tuesday.
We're open every day from 9 to 9,
Except
except Tuesday, yes,
Tuesdays.
Sir.
So because it's Tuesday, we got you here in the beer garden. You know what?
Perfect.
When we made a mistake, we should have had some Cuban sandwiches or
Oh.
something, right?
Well,
So next time, I'm going to hold you. Next time, can you bring some food here
I would love
when
to.
you come back? But we got to do it. Now on Tuesday, what's going to happen? You're going to fire the kitchen up and bring something over. It's okay.
Well, we'll make it happen.
Make it happen. I
Yeah,
love it.
I know people.
I love.
So.
You'll get your people to make it happen. So Jorge, I want to go back to. You're an immigrant. You were born in Cuba,
Mm-hmm.
and did your mom and dad come with you, or did you come by yourself?
Actually, they left Cuba back in 54, 55. I was born there, and they made their way to Miami
A bit early.
very early
Okay.
on. Mainly because they kept closing the university. They're both medical students, and they met in medical school in Havana. But due to the upheaval and
Yeah. They were cracking down
Every-
on the elite, the education.
well, the Batista, it just
Yeah.
it was just a crackdown.
Yeah.
While as Castro was getting more popular.
How old were you when that was all happening?
Well, I was born in 55,
Okay.
and Castro would come in. The Cuban Revolution is January 1st, 1959. So my parents, while they were living in Miami, they left my brother and I in Cuba, and they'd fly back and forth.
You were old enough to catch some of what was happening
Well,
to a degree.
to a degree, I can tell you, I went back for the first time 40 years later, and there's places that I went to. I've seen the photos, and I'm maybe 1.5, 2, standing by this pottery in the house I was born in, and the chills kind of went through my
What's changed?
nothing. Nothing.
That's crazy because I visited China in 1984, and I saw places that in 1949 were pretty much frozen in time
Mm-hmm.
and had not changed. So a very similar thing, when a regime comes in or whatever you call it, they kind of stop things, and you saw a lot. That's a pretty crazy story. And what year was that when you first went back?
I went back for the first time. It would be 1999, almost 40 years.
Did you go on your own or take a tour at that time?
No, I went on my own, and it was, let's just say it was a real trip. Jerry would say something like that.
Yeah.
But I would find out stuff about my family that my parents never talked about. Again, they were living in Miami. They traveled back and forth, but at the time in 58, it was my uncle who called his sister, my mom, and told her to get to Cuba. Don't get off the plane. I'm going to bring the boys out. You got to get them out of here. This is going to get pretty bad.
Now, you knew enough to hear all that and to
Well-
not really understand what was going on,
Right.
but you knew it was big. You had to flee.
Yeah. And so we went to Miami, and like many Cubans, here we are 60-some years later, and, we're still waiting to go back and get back to
You know what? I'm going to do a bit of a Quentin Tarantino thing and bring it right up to today.
Mhm.
We just had an election, and I would think, based on politics, that you're going to be a lot more likely to be able to go back now than you were a couple of years ago. I mean, they've slowed down some of for whatever reason. It seems to me that the opportunities to go back to Cuba, even maybe take some people, do some exchange, should be greater here coming up in the next few years.
Well, I would hope so. You know, that was always the norm.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say that this past administration has really thrown back the politics to Cuba back, back to the Cold War.
So the results were you just didn't have the exchange, the ability to go. But we think, I mean, the look in the future, we think that's going to change.
Well, what's got to end is the
Yeah.
blockade.
Okay.
The
Okay.
blockade on Cuba.
But that was a short-term thing because during the Obama administration, there was some openings, some progress.
Oh no, with Obama, that was, to me, that was the road to really make some changes.
Especially during the second administration.
Well, yeah, Obama.
It was
that
started in the
was some of-
first, but the second administration.
Right. It was.
Okay.
I think Obama and the Pope actually ushered in that time where
Yeah.
the U.S.
Yeah.
came in. And Obama went over and shook hands with Raul Castro, and it was amazing. As a matter of fact, that same year I would fly to Cuba round trip from L.A. for $272. I was sitting on the Malecon 4 hours after leaving L.A.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, long
For how much money?
$272.
Now, why was that so inexpensive?
The demand for flights and people, Cubans like myself, going back home.
Wow.
So
Wow.
they were booked. Of course, those have, died off due to the politics once again.
So bring it back to the Central Coast. You operate a restaurant, Milanes Cubana Cuisine, and Thai Bounty, and people can find that where?
Milanese Cuban cuisine, you can find that at 560 Embarcadero. I'm located right by the Shell Shop and across the street from the Yacht Club.
You know what's really crazy? Some of the people watching this right now have never been to Morro Bay, California, and this is pretty cool because we're able to communicate. They can look it up, come to town, meet Jorge, and check out what he's going on. In the future, we're going to talk about that in our next segment, what you envision for the future to kind of tie your culture, your background, maybe some of the music, some of
music's
your
everything.
vision. Yeah.
But I've had my share of bumps along the road.
Oh, yeah,
having
but
to
you
play my
you
music,
play
but
some music, too.
I've
play
been known to play a little bit
a
of
little harmonica. We're going to talk about that, right? But I think right now we should break away and bring Emily. What a chill opportunity we have right here at Mad Max's Beer Garden, Top Dog Coffee Bar, Morro Bay, California. A big shout out again to Patrick Beats, our good friend, and for letting us broadcast live, stream live, and to enjoy some really chill music. Break away to Emily Franklin. Thank you so much for entertaining us tonight. And we're going to be right back again with Jorge Milanes in a bit. Thank you so much.
I'm as restless as a willow in a windstorm. I'm as jumpy as a puppet on a string. I say that I had spring fever, but I know it isn't spring. I'm as starry-eyed and vaguely discontented, like a nightingale without a song to sing. Oh, why should I have spring fever when it isn't even spring? starry-eyed and vaguely discontented, like a nightingale without a song to sing. Why should I have spring fever when it isn't even spring? I keep wishing I were somewhere else, walking down the strange new street, hearing words that I've never heard from a man I've yet to meet. I'm a starry-eyed, busy as a spider, as giddy as a bee beyond her swing. I haven't seen a crocus or a rosebud or a robin on the wing, but I feel so gay in a melancholy way that it might as well be spring. It might as well be spring. Thank you. Sometimes I wonder why I spend the lonely night dreaming of a song. The melody haunts my reverie, and I am once again with you when our love was new, and each kiss an inspiration. But that was long ago. Now my consolation is in the stardust of a song beside a garden wall when stars are bright. You were in my arms, the nightingale roses, fairy tale of paradise when roses bloom. Though I dream in vain, in my heart it will remain, my stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain.
All right. Thank you so much, Emily Franklin. We appreciate your music here live tonight to the Mad Max Beer Garden at Top Dog Coffee, Morro Bay, California. Want to thank our host, Patrick Beats. Patrick, thank you so much for you and your crew. And, of course, the crew here at Slow Talk, Stephen Shubin, Tom Brown, James Gallardo, and at home we have Bryce Davis, Soren Richenberg, all kinds of crazy people, Daniel Chimo, people that have really helped make this happen tonight. And we appreciate our sponsors. Once again, Top Dog Coffee, Rescue Me Coffee, live music with Emily Franklin. And then we have Dining for Charities, one of our sponsors tonight. And we want to thank Big Sky Cafe. You hear that?
Oh, yeah. Live it.
You're preempted. That's Kenny, my. All right, we're here for the last segment of Slow Talk, shining the spotlight on culture, commerce, and community. And that was our intro music, and we want to thank Kenneth Davis, April Fools, for writing that song. That song features Patrick Contreras, James Gallardo, all kinds of other folks. I forget their names, but check it out at Kenneth Davis Music. Want to thank our crew right here, Tom Brown, James Gallardo, the whole gang, Steve Shubin. But back here with Jorge Milanes. Jorge, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing great here.
I should call you Jorge Garcia.
Okay.
We were
might
talking
stick.
about that. He looks a bit like Jerry Garcia, but you know. Anyway, you know what? You're talking about your roots, being born in Cuba, but not only loving the culture, but learning how to live and cook the culture. Where did you learn how to cook those foods, those recipes? Your mom, your dad, the family?
Yeah, it was the family. It was my grandmother, Lucia.
Yeah.
My parents. You know, the Cuban kitchen. You know, everybody's doing something. So, you know, you pay attention, and all the way you can do something.
You paid attention
You have
because
to
you
pay
liked what
attention.
you were here us tasting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've always been, you know, food's important in Cuba, but I'll tell you, it all starts with music. You know, the music is the food's just the subsistence, I guess, to, you know, fall in line in the carnaval.
So that's interesting because our good friend Louis Ortega
right.
had an opportunity to go down and experience not only the food but the music of Cuba. Jorge, talk a little bit about the music, the instruments, how you got attached to that.
Well, it's, you know, one of the first caterings I did here on the Central Coast actually was for Juan de Marcos. He was of the Buena Vista Social Club fame. And in June of 2001, the Tribune actually did an article on it. But I catered the Cuban All-Stars when Juan de Marcos brought them to play the Pack.
This was the multi-Grammy award-winning ensemble
that Ry Cooder put together.
Yes.
And actually Ry Cooder worked with Juan, and Juan's a friend of mine. But I had the opportunity, the honor to, I heard him give an interview, and he said that the biggest thing he missed was the arroz con pollo.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows my arroz con pollo, geez, it's a good one. So
So if they don't know, they can check it out.
They can come on
You'll
down
bring
to
that.
Milanese Cuban cuisine.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, man.
but it was that's kind of where it started with the Cuban food. This is 2001 now, and it was just a great event, and Juan's gracious, and of course the whole Cuban All-Star Band that played that night at the Pack was amazing. It was a great concert.
But you going to do that, prepare, kind of expanded your heart, your vision of what you can do beyond that. So you're saying to me that was the roots, the seeds of doing what you now do.
Well, I've always done catering.
Okay.
I actually, it's a funny story when you look at what I'm doing today, because it really, even Thai Bounty started with, I was doing catering. I would meet Doi in some catering. She would, ask to help me with some catering, and geez, 2 or 3 caterings through, and it turned into El Cubano Catering. It turned into El Cubano and Thai Woman Catering, which really is the essence of Thai Bounty.
Which is really
If everybody
crazy.
would know that. It's yeah.
Because America is the melting pot, and our cultures coming together, producing what we call America, is the blending of all these different
Oh, yeah.
streams. And so your story, what I'm hearing and what I've tasted, is both these coming together. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, and
Yeah.
and for me, what's amazing is I've got, there's the Cubans that are coming in to eat authentic Cuban food, because you can't find it between LA and Bay Area. It just doesn't exist.
There's a few mobile trucks that
There's
do some of
one,
that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
they actually, Archie, they do a good job.
Yeah.
They opened a little brick and mortar in Orcutt, but
Yeah.
other than that, that's about it. So it's just been fun, but what I'm seeing coming in is Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Colombians, Venezuela, basically Latin America.
Now, do they stumble across your place, word of mouth,
You know,
Google?
I think
What's
they're
the thing?
surprised when they drive down the Embarcadero and you've got the bandera cubana, como we say,
Yeah.
the Cuban flag and the
Boom.
Thai flags,
Boom.
and it's just like, what the heck is
Yeah.
this? Is this Thai? Is this Cuban? What is it all about?
Yeah.
So, so I'm having a really good time with that, and my customers are just the best. It seems like everybody's happy. Everybody wants to dance. It's there's a feeling there.
You have an outdoor, just to describe it for the folks that are like tuning in, watching the stream on YouTube or Facebook or Slow Talk. You've got a patio right there and beside the Embarcadero, North Embarcadero.
That's correct.
And the patio, there's some inside seating, but now during the shelter in place, you've got an open air patio that seats in normal times 50 people. What?
Easy 50.
Easy. And so now maybe 30, 40, you've got to back it off.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
a pretty good sized
Okay.
patio, and a lot of space for the social distancing. It's right on the Embarcadero. And
So,
it's
so
got a-
for right now, folks can come and enjoy what you offer. There's no.
yeah, and
Okay.
we're dog friendly, of
Do you-
course.
Do you have shortened hours right now or same hours?
We're pretty much using same hours.
Which
we
are?
are closed. It's 9 to 9,
Yeah.
6 days a week, closed on Tuesdays. And we're also doing, and we're expanding not only the Cuban food, but now I'm doing a lot of my baked goods, the pastelitos, the empanadas, the papas rellenas, all
See,
the.
you're throwing all of these names that.
Yeah,
folks
well,
are
you have to come in
connecting
and
to.
see what I'm doing.
Oh, absolutely. My culture is Italian French, Girardeau.
Uh-huh.
And of course, I grew up with some of the best food. And going to Texas in the Air Force was crazy because you didn't have great Italian food. But I really have an appreciation for my roots. And then after meeting you, Jorge, in fact, meeting you and then coming down and trying both kinds of food, it opens up a whole new avenue in the Central Coast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a beautiful pairing when you see a Cuban sandwich go out with a pad thai chicken.
That's kind of crazy.
man.
man.
It's just, if we could all get along as good as that.
And the cool thing is you offer two kinds of beer or a couple of types of beers that go along with both
I keep it
cuisines.
pretty simple. I got a Thai beer and I got a Cuban style
Look at
beer.
you, man. Look at you.
So,
Well, you know what? I'm looking to the future, and one of the things we're thinking about is what you'd like to do. And so, Jorge, maybe some afternoon acoustic music on the patio?
I've done music on the patio for the past 9 years. I've got a lot of my friends are musicians in the area, and so we've done music off and on. It's one of those things that's it's hard to get. It's just another level, and I'm kind of a one-man show there, so I'm juggling a lot of stuff.
So you're navigating not only the two cuisines, operating a restaurant, helping to cook and manage, as I understand it.
Right.
But you're also navigating the shelter-in-place, limited operations.
Oh yeah.
And so, but you'd also like to honor people that still want to come and live and breathe and be safe. You want to provide some live music.
I'd love to have
Yeah.
live recorded music.
Okay.
It's just for the Cuban food I'm doing. We do a lot of salsa there. We dance a lot there. We laugh a lot there. But I'd love to bring live music. I'd love to do an annual fiesta cubana with the carnaval, with the timbaderos, with the cungas, with the bring that flavor, that
The cultural
that heart.
expression.
Yes, very much
So we talked, though, and one of your things, one of the things that you do, Jorge, and you don't talk a lot about this, but I really appreciate this, is you give to the community indirectly, directly, schools. But just recently, we did a veterans benefit for the Ride-On Transportation, the Veterans Express Shuttle.
That's right.
And, you came on board and offered some gift certificates. And, we didn't have to break a leg or pull an arm to make that happen. But you're a generous man, and I think you would like to express that even greater. And so we want to support you in that, because that's what it's all about. You bring in the food, the opportunity for people to meet, a little bit of music, but a community benefit at the same time. And I just want to thank you for that track record that a lot of people, you never toot your own horn, but I'm going to toot it for you, man.
Thank you.
No, and I do, because that's not the first time you've given.
Yeah.
We talked a bit, and we're not going to talk about everything you do, but we appreciate your heart for standing up, and you also employ some people right now.
I do, and I haven't. Everybody's still working, but times are a little bit tough.
Say that again. Everybody is still working.
Working.
Folks, I'd like you to come down and support Milanes Cuban Cuisine and Thai Bounty right in Morro Bay, and a small business person right here that has an outdoor seating area, and everybody is still working. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And I really, really appreciate that, because I know how tough it's been. I personally know at least 10 to 15 people right in my city in San Luis Obispo in the greater area. Half the restaurants are closed.
Yeah, it's a tough time for everyone.
Yeah.
We all have to just pull through it and work together.
Yeah.
Work together. That's all there is.
You're a really positive guy.
I
You
try
are.
to be.
You are. No, even on the toughest days, you've got something good to say, and I really appreciate that about you, Jorge.
Well, thank you.
And you've always been, I've known you about 15 years. You've always been that way, man.
Yeah. No,
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you,
really
man. I want
appreciate it.
to strengthen what remains, and call a good thing a good thing. And we appreciate that, man.
Well, thank you so much. Well, we're here. We're hoping to stay. I want to thank Slow Talk, and what we're all here for.
Thank you, man. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. We appreciate that.
Oh, thank
too,
you,
man.
James.
Yeah. You have a great night. I'm looking forward to seeing you down there on the patio, open air, and enjoying your cuisine. And you know what? Beyond that, just your personality, your spark. And I want to say something. We came down there. We had a little after event meeting a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
We were treated to
It
the
was nice to
nicest
see you.
food on the patio. It was great to see you. And this is kind of how this came about. And the individual that served us was the best person, the most personable guy.
If I made
Yeah.
my staff is the best.
Yeah.
I've got a fella who's from El Salvador. I've got a gentleman from Rwanda, Africa. I've got a fellow from Peru. I mean, I got the United Nations. I'm Cuban.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's multicultural, but that's
it's-
what America's really all
well,
about.
and you see it,
Yeah.
and they love being there. They love everyone they're meeting, and they're getting to know people's names. So it's just a good feeling. I'm feeling strong and positive for the future.
Jorge, I tell a lot of people that I meet that social media, digital media, live streaming is icing on the cake, and the cake is what we have right here, and we get to connect in person. And I'm looking forward to seeing you down there in Morro Bay, or right here in Morro Bay, right down the road
Just
in
down the
Embarcadero,
road.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I want to close out with the really chill music, the really good vibes, the really special personality of Emily Franklin, who's agreed to be here tonight and just provide her own special personality. And Next time, in fact, thank you so much, Tom and Steve. Next time here on Slow Talk Live, in about 2 weeks on YouTube, on Facebook, on slowtalk.com, we want to bring you Ed Frawley from Central Coast Music right here in Morro Bay. We're going to bring Ed in. We've got a little mystery guest as far as music or musicians. We'll bring that on also. We want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. We want to bring you back 2 weeks from now. And thank you again so much for being our guest, Jorge Milanes.
Thank you, James.
And to close out with Emily Franklin. Emily, thank you so
everyone.
much.
I get along without you very well. Of course I do. Except when soft rains fall and drip from leaves, then I recall the thrill of being sheltered in your arms. Of course I do. But I get along without you very well. I've forgotten you just like I should. Of course I have, except you, your name, or someone's laugh that is the same. I've forgotten you just like I should. Should I phone once more? No, it's best that I stick to my tune. I get along without you. Of course I do. Except perhaps in spring. But I should never think of spring, for that would sure break my heart in two. What a guy. What a fool am I to think my breaking heart could kid the moon. What's in store? Should I phone once more? No, it's best that I stick to my tune. I get along without you very well. Of course I do. Except perhaps in spring. But I should never think spring, for that would surely break my heart in two. Thank you, guys.